What's going on, people? Good morning. I'm on the wrong side of the show, but it doesn't matter. There you go. Welcome to your transfer view. I'm back in the house. I'm back in the country. I made it. I don't know where KG is.
Do you
I
not?
don't know where he is. I last saw him in an Uber.
He said,
I had to call for him because he had no phone.
Did you see the thing on? Was that what the DM thing was about?
Yeah,
it was very cryptic. No one knew what that was.
Please believe, everybody, it's no exclusive transfer news. It's no exclusive announcement. This guy just lost his phone in Australia, and the only way he could contact me, I had to go get a new one. So he didn't have a SIM when we got back. It was a nightmare. I was stuck at the airport for like 3 hours because somebody took my luggage. They happened to have the same suitcase as me, so I'm stressing about that. But it wasn't really that deep because you just get on with it. It's luggage. I got it straight back. Guy came back. We got hold of him. He was like, "Oh, so sorry, man. I did," because I saw one bag going around the thing, and I was like, "Well, that looks like mine, but it actually isn't."
Yeah.
And then the one that was left there was the one that looked like mine, and I was like, "I know what's happened here." So you just got to keep calm and carry on. Big up to everyone. It does feel weird doing live shows. I'm not gonna lie. We've been out there in Australia, and we still got a little bit more content to come from Australia. Because I just want to start off by saying thank you to all of you for the comments, the interaction, the people over that side of the world who've been messing with us as well. Like, it's been absolutely insane. And again, he doesn't really do the public thing, but I'm going to do it. Big up to Owen, Marcel, DJ, all the guys on the full view, Steph, Faz, I think Cam, DJ, everyone who's been on there, just keeping it going. I think we really showed how kind of, holistic the channel is in covering every single thing, and Owen just holding down the fort. So yeah, we have got a lot to get through this morning, but I had to start on that tip because it feels weird to be back. It feels weird back to be doing live content because everything we've been doing has been pre-recorded. It's been insane.
Yeah. I got a message from Marcel this morning, actually.
What's he saying?
Well, for those who don't know, I've been a bit under the weather the last couple of days. And Marcel sent me a message this morning going, "Morning, Owen. Hope you're feeling a bit better. What happened to you? Did you get the flu?" I don't have the heart to tell him that maybe the fruit he gave me on the Saturday stream the other day may have made me ill for like 2 days. Because I'm telling you, when you go to a fruit market and you say, "How much fruit have you got?" And they go, "Well, this is this, that, and this." And he goes, "I've only got $3.50 in my pocket," and give him $3.50 and they give him a lot. There is something wrong with that fruit. Guaranteed. There is something wrong with that fruit. And I think that's what it was. I bit into a mango. You.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it that dramatically, but yes, he poisoned me.
Marcel's all right. So that's what I've missed
Marcel,
out on as
well. Yeah, exactly.
That's a typical Marcel thing as well. He's just literally trying to help and do something nice, and he's end up poisoning you. It's just, But no, listen, I don't want to bore you guys anymore, but big thank you to you lot. And big thanks to everyone who supported the channel. Big thanks to everyone who's got in touch, and big up to anyone who has just been like struggling with loads of stuff at the moment. Some people have reached out to me and just been like, "Yo, it's just been a tough time, and glad you're back," and etc. So big up to you lot as well. Ronaldo training return. I come straight back into the thick of it. There was a lot of talk about Ronaldo out on tour, as you lot saw. The journalists were obsessed, and it's like we kind of moved that narrative on in that first press conference when all they did was try and ask him. And I thought, well, this is shit. He's not going to answer it. Let's ask about our actual team.
He asked it. He got asked once. He answered it. He's not going to give any variation really on that answer, especially when he goes, "He's not for sale." Yeah, there's not really much wiggle room after that, is there?
There was nothing. And it was almost like after that bit where we kind of asked that question of, okay, let's move it on from there. It's almost like they didn't really ask until like the end of the tour. They got the drift. The mainstream media caught on. But what we got here then? So what am I walking back into? What's the latest?
Wow. Look what you are walking back into. Because yesterday, of course, the Manchester United players had the day off since they had travelled back, much like you, Flex. It's a difficult trip, as you can attest.
Just a bit. No. It's not a difficult trip for them. They've got feet up here. Didn't take them 28 hours to get back, and they didn't have luggage problem. They had feet up, Bruno making little GoPros with Martial chilling, walking up and down the plane, and they landed safely in Manchester, and they're at home already. So,
but could you do training today?
420k a week, I could.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
But they're humans like anyone else.
Yes. Nevertheless, there was no training yesterday. Everyone's back in training today. And another name that could be back in training is one Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, it was reported by David Ornstein late yesterday that Ronaldo was travelling back yesterday for talks with Manchester United over his future. Now, it was unclear at the time if Ronaldo was going to train with the Manchester United squad today, but he is expected to have a face-to-face dialogue with Erik ten Hag in the coming days. This was also backed up by Simon Stone from BBC, has also said that Ten Hag and Ronaldo are going to have this conversation. Now, Ornstein said that Ronaldo's return to Manchester United is believed to be viewed by United as a positive sign. Sources around the matter suggest it's increasingly likely that Ronaldo remains at United, but there is still a lack of clarity about the situation. As I mentioned, Simon Stone has also confirmed essentially what Ornstein was saying as well. But Marca then today, or late last night rather, said that Ronaldo is expected to take part in Manchester United training today. Ten Hag will try to convince him to stay, but Ronaldo's mind hasn't changed. Ronaldo has no intention of creating a conflict in the club, hence why he's going to be joining back in training, sort of saying, well, I'm not going to go there and just drop a bomb and everything and cause a load of chaos. I'm willing to come back, be a part of the squad, do training, but my intentions haven't changed in the matter of I don't think that the club has the same ambition that I do. I still want to leave. I'm still actively searching for a move outside of Old Trafford. Romano, in an interview with Court Offside, says United don't even have an asking price when it comes to Ronaldo. They're not even considering the sale. They're not even considering prices, not even considering anything when it pertains to a Ronaldo transfer. They are focused on planning with him because Ten Hag is really convinced that Ronaldo is a fundamental part of this project. But Ronaldo would still like a new experience, but nobody in this affair makes it a question of money. Mendes has even made it clear to clubs that Ronaldo would be willing to accept a pay cut to join whatever club comes in for him. Romano has said, what I am sure is that George Mendes will still try to find a solution in the coming weeks, unless Ten Hag will change Cristiano Ronaldo's mind, which people are doubting. So that's what you've walked back into there, Flex. Good morning. Plenty of stuff to walk back into. He's back. He's probably going to be taking part in training. He doesn't want to cause a fuss, but he still wants to leave, and they're still working towards leave. But there is this big conference coming, this big head-to-head coming between Ronaldo, between Ten Hag. And I guess the question is, can Ten Hag change Ronaldo's mind?
Boy, there's a lot going on there.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of sides to this. I'm going to speak from the side of how I assess the squad to be right now. Having been over there with them, and you get a vibe for it. You speak to players off camera, you speak to this club staff off camera, and you see the interactions that the players have. Like, again, when there's no cameras there, but they're up and close and personal. Seems like a really, really happy camp, to the point where obviously I don't think that they're going around saying, "Oh, I hope you don't come back, screw him," etc., etc. I just think that Ten Hag's done such a good job of trying to instill discipline, trying to kick the squad on and change things, that they've actually, I know it's cliche, but they've actually been so focused on that they probably haven't thought about the Ronaldo thing yet. They've all had to focus on their own shit to impress this manager. That's the first thing. And you can definitely see that. I don't know how it's been coming across to you guys who've been watching the games on TV and seeing, I don't know, whatever content MUTV has put out with players and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, it feels different, but not in terms of we're going to win X, Y, Z, but in terms of, yeah, exactly. Context is key. Not in terms of we're going to win the league now or anything like that. It feels different in terms of the squad harmony because there's something new cooking. That's the first thing I would say. Now, for me, Ronaldo's going to come back and be professional. I don't think he's going to come back and, like you say, not train and refuse to come back to training. Hence why we're getting that inevitable he's going to come back and return whilst he's still looking for a move. And a lot of things can change in football. Because we keep here, it's interesting that we keep hearing the line that, Ten Hag really wants to sit and talk with him and basically change his mind. And I've been clear on this, and I haven't really moved my goalpost, even though the shit it might leave us in. Even though I know we're going to get onto it in a bit of Ten Hag still wants to forward, regardless of whether Ronaldo stays or leaves. But I just think to make him stay now, I just don't see how the team kind of continues to go to that next evolution. I do think he halts that next bit of evolution. Now, in the short term, you could always argue, if you're someone who really wants Ronaldo still to stay, you could argue that, listen, he never got his move. He's still a Manchester United player, and he has a few weeks of training after the first 3 weeks of the season. 3 games gone down. He replaces Martial, and they kind of take it in turns, or he ends up being the lead back again, and Martial spends a bit of time on the left instead of Rashford, and all before you know it, it actually worked out all right for 1 year. Those things can happen, but just as it stands now, it's just not the feeling that I get. I don't feel that, like, the way Martial's been moving. I don't, and he's definitely going to start the season now, Martial, as well. He is. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I just don't feel like he can just slide seamlessly back in. I'm open to be wowed by Ten Hag and what he can do, because I do think if the way Ten Hag's been moving, if anyone could maybe suss this situation out and surprise us all, maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. He's very stern, very strict. Like KG spoke about it when we was away on tour. Like, he has this thing about him. I can't explain it. When he walks past, even we didn't want to be silly. Even we didn't want to go, yo, Eric, what are you saying, Eric?
There was one video, I think you're talking to, I think it's when you're talking to, it's either Zidane, Iqbal, or Charlie Savage, and you see Ten Hag. I don't know if you guys saw at the time. And yes, that's it. When he's walking and he walks past in the back, and he does do a kind of,
he just
like
looks
that.
Mate, didn't speak to a player after that. Well, we got Dallo on the last day, but there was a clear instruction. I'm telling you, after that day, which was quite loose, a lot of fan channels and outlets were getting to speak to players. It was really enjoyable. It was really good. I'm telling you now, the next game, because that was after the Melbourne victory game. The next game after Palace, mate, the dressing room door was shut. They were going out in twos. The media officers were with all the players. Ten Hag, I'm telling you, 100 million% when I don't know what was going on there and who them guys were with them hats, but that's not happening. But
well, there
gives
were
off that
reports
vibe,
about that.
You know?
I don't know if you saw this.
I saw that.
There, but there were reports basically saying that any bit of press that is done by a United player basically has gone through him or has been approved by him, to the point of stuff that would usually be done after a game wasn't necessarily being done as much. Definitely stuff before a game wasn't being done as much, because his mindset was, well, they were all out there. We are here to train.
100%.
We're here to get better. We're not here to talk. We're not here to talk to people. We're not here to participate in all of that. We understand it's part of it. There is obviously that's a part of it, but we are here to get better. That is our whole purpose. And again, it would be really interesting to know. Was like, not that was said, but could you feel that? Could you feel that?
No,
that's
listen,
the focus.
That was 100% said. And then when I was sort of landing back yesterday and seeing that kind of news breaking from a lot of the journalists we'd been around, because it's quite weird actually how it works, because all the conversations we were talking about with the journalists, with the Laurie Whitwells, with Melissa Reddy's, and with who else, James Ducker and Rob Dawes, all of them there. We were all kind of talking about that. Simon Stone, especially, we had some really good convos with him. And we were all talking about it. So obviously it's weird how it happens that they get back and then they put that out. But we'd been talking about that throughout the tour, and you could just see it. And, you know, like I said, the staff members who we've been talking to were like, literally that quote that came out about, if it hasn't been passed by him and you haven't ran it by him and it doesn't make sense, then don't do it. We're not going on a set of Neighbours. What are we doing that for? Doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So, but back to the Ronaldo thing.
Who cares that's there? Who cares if Kylie and Jason are back? We're not going to be there. No chance.
Libby and Tony. Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Margot Robbie's going back for the final episode as well.
Mad. Couldn't give a shit, mate. So, but back to the Ronaldo thing. That's what makes me think, you know what? In this manager, I don't think we can rule out him staying and it kind of working out, even though we don't feel like it is. Some people feel really betrayed. Some people feel like, you know, he wants out in our worst moment. You could have expected this. Other people are still stuck in the camp of, well done, Ronaldo. You're showing the Glazers what's what.
Yeah.
Some people are still stuck there.
Down a lot. I think that's died down a lot. I have heard less of that kind of, he's proven everyone, because this is my point of it, right? This is sort of the chronology. He wants to leave because he doesn't, the ambitions are different from the club. He doesn't think he's going to win anything this year, and he's only got a couple of years left. That's fair. And I think everyone went, you know what, fair enough, mate. And I think United's response was, okay, because they're very happy, by the way. The Ronaldo camp are happy by the way Richard Arnold's handled it, because I think they've said, we want to leave. Okay, what offers have you got? Well, we don't know. Okay, well, come back to us if you've got an offer. They have put themselves out to so many clubs and they've all said no. So United have had to just stay there and wait. What offers have you got? And they've got no offers. And my issue has been, when does it become disrespectful? You are still a United player when you're constantly batting yourself out to this club. No. Okay, what about this club? No. Chelsea? No. Bayern Munich? No. Atletico? PSG? No. When does it become disrespectful? And it's been a bit of a weird situation because, as you mentioned, this tour has been very positive, and there does feel like there's a bit of a different collective feeling around the group, and there have been some positive results. Obviously, take that last game out of it, or second half out of it, but still, there's an air of positivity around United that wasn't there previously. But to the side of it, you've got this sort of Ronaldo conundrum where once people do sort of turn their minds to it, they go, that is weird, because no one knows what's going on really. Again, he's still a United player. Obviously, we know the personal issues were why he wasn't on the tour, but I also look at it as, you're telling me that if he moved to Bayern Munich tomorrow, he wouldn't have been on the first flight out to Munich and doing that medical and participating in that training. I don't think so. So there is a very fine line that I think he's being walked. I think he's tested maybe some of the loyalty or some of the goodwill towards him. Because again, if you're actively, and again, it's him and his agent proposing himself to all of these clubs, eventually, once people start saying no over and over again, you have to just come to the conclusion of, okay, I guess I'm not going anywhere. I guess I'm staying here. And then you have to get your head down, which it does appear that he's doing. But if I was a player in that squad and Ronaldo comes back in, I know he's Cristiano Ronaldo. I know he's done everything and won everything. But you would still say, wait a minute, mate. You are actively going over to all of these clubs desperate to leave.
Changes the dynamic 100%. It makes
them feel like somewhat disrespectful.
Of course, it makes it look. At the end of the day, this is their jobs. So it's like us working in the office. You knew I wanted to move to another company. I had a couple of interviews. I didn't really get the job, but I'm still your colleague in this department. It's like, it is kind of a workplace thing. That does happen. Do you know what I mean? That does happen. And in sport, they're all aware of it. They know. And especially with someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. I just think, and I think it's because of the experiences from tour and learning more about Ten Hag. I just got a bit more faith that I think he'll be able to handle the situation whichever way it goes quite well, because it's a difficult situation. It was always going to be. I thought the best way to handle this was to just get Ronaldo out as quickly as possible. Could we even arrive back from tour and he's gone? Maybe that could have been
saying in the studio. Yeah, we were saying in the studio, if he wants to go, just let him go.
Get it done fast. And obviously that hasn't happened. It's dragged out. And actually, it's dragged out in kind of an embarrassing fashion. This is one of the GOATs of football, and he hasn't been able to reach terms or agreements, even willing to take a pay cut, by the way, because we know it's not about money. Fair enough, and it shouldn't be. We know it's about him wanting to play at the highest level possible for the longest time possible. But nobody wants him.
Yeah, this isn't a
case of say wants or can afford.
There's not chasing him. He's chasing clubs. He's knocking on clubs' doors.
So it's like, eventually, we're going to be left with a player that nobody else wanted, that didn't actually want us. In the meantime, we've reinvigorated. I know it's pre-season, there's a long way to go, but we've invigorated a player who was almost out the door, who looks a completely Listen, Martial's coming up to us all the time, smiling and saying what's good and all of that, on camera and off camera. Like he just feels confident, And I just feel that when I break it down now, it is clearly an issue that it needs to be solved. But I'm just having more and more, and I haven't been able to do this. And as a fan, I don't think we have been able to do this. I'm just backing the manager over how he deals with this. I'm in that camp now. Do you know what I mean? I'm less away from the player part of it, i.e. the romance of CR7 and, if he stays, it's this and he's doing this to the club. I'll be honest, I don't really care. I'm actually invested into the manager because this is about Man United, and no player, I don't care what they've done for the team last season or, the trophies that are in Old Trafford right now that we can see. Ronaldo has done what he's done. But for me, this is about Erik ten Hag and backing our manager and backing our project. Too many times we've got caught up in these player wars, I'm not going to say player power, but these player spats where a player's trying to dig their heels in, and we kind of like, yeah, but we like that player, so we'll back that side of it, but we don't like that player, so we won't back him. I'm done with that. Like, I think it's time to just really focus on the manager, and I just trust that if the window shuts and we have Ronaldo, I think Erik ten Hag will find a way. I don't know what it looks like, but I think he'll find a way to make it work. And if he leaves, which is what I would prefer, personally as a fan, if he leaves, I think Erik ten Hag makes it work, and that's even better, personally.
Okay, so that's what you would prefer. But what do you think happens then? Because this conversation is happening, and it does feel like coming out of this conversation, we're going to get two options, aren't we? Either he's going to go or he's going to stay. Now, I don't know if him staying is necessarily Ten Hag convinces him. I think Ten Hag might say to him, look, you're part of my plans. I really want you to stay. And, full transparency, I know no one wants you. So you're not going anywhere. Or maybe this conversation does go badly, or to the point of, like you said, Ten Hag, we know what he's like, disciplinary. He goes, okay, actually, I understand you're professional and I understand you're Cristiano Ronaldo and I really wanted you, but it appears that you really want to go. If you can make a move happen, we'll let you go. But again, I don't even know if they can make that move happen. The one that feels closest is Atletico, and they're saying still like, we'd have to get rid of Griezmann. We'd have to get rid of this player, that player. It doesn't seem feasible.
Give us Griezmann if you want. Yeah, we'll take him and you take Ronaldo or whatever. But I mean, even Sky Sports in the last few minutes, they're saying Sky Sports understand that Man United are not looking for a replacement for Ronaldo and their stance is unchanged, that he's not for sale. They also say that United are willing to listen to offers for Ronaldo this summer, but the public stance is not for sale. So, I mean, and Man United have to, play a bit of poker here as well, because they've got a player who wants to leave. If they're just like, okay, open up the doors, everyone come in, put your offers down, it somewhat weakens Manchester United's position in this as well.
That's what they've always been doing. That's what they've always said. They've always said he's not for sale. And again, I think privately they've said to Ronaldo and his entourage, because again, they've been happy with it. Again, it's a steal. That's why the siren's going off. They've been saying, okay, well, come back to us if you get any offers. Knowing, like you said, in a game of poker, there is no offers.
Man United,
no offer on the table.
Man United will. Someone just said Griezmann is dead, mate. Get Depay, says Dylan. Is that what everyone said? Oh, everyone's like Griezmann's awful. Is that what we're saying here? Is that what's going on?
To be fair, when it came to the
Depay's
Griezmann
better than
thing,
Griezmann.
No. I the other day
when
we talk about Depay, I said I don't want no Memphis. I'm not walking to Memphis. We're not doing anything like that. But Griezmann, again, I wouldn't want Griezmann either, to be honest with you. I'd want neither.
If we were doing something with Ronaldo, everyone would just say, "Don't even go near Griezmann. Just go get someone else." Fair enough.
Yeah,
obviously, I would take.
Let them get rid of Griezmann.
Wow, Joel says
let them get rid of
finished.
Let them get rid of Griezmann, and if Ronaldo wants to go to Atletico, then when it comes to Ronaldo's freed up wages, we go get. Maybe it is Antony, maybe it is someone else. I don't know. But I'd rather that.
Okay. Felix is proper as well, by the way. I'd 100% have him. But Memphis is a baller. There's a lot of love for Memphis here. Wow, okay.
I'd say the other day it was quite divided. I was quite surprised with the whole Memphis thing. But for me, I don't know about you, Fleck, but I watched his couple of years at United. I was not blown away. I saw him play for Lyon a couple of times. Again, I was not blown away. I think he's a player that backs himself. You know, he thinks he's good. Yeah. But not for me.
He's all right. He's just all right. He's not
all right. Yeah.
I wouldn't go back there. He's just okay. No. Let's get a couple of super chats out before I think we still need to kind of finish off talking about Ronaldo because there's still so much to go.
Yeah.
Benji Godzilla says, much love United View. Content is content. In special thanks and mention to the triple threats, Flex, KG, and Josh. You were almost welcomed in Melbourne. I am a proud reckless delegate of the 1K fucking KG.
Shout out to Josh, by the way, as well, because the amount of work that guy put in, he does not sleep. Like legitimately, he does not sleep.
Honestly, he is insane. We were leaving like the stadiums, banging out the content for you guys, and Josh was following us on my DJ sets. Like we got footage of that coming out. Like the work did not stop, the networking did not stop. So many people were so good to us, promoters and stuff like that. They want us to come back, and it was that's a whole nother thing. The love was crazy. And some people don't understand that. They think you're out there just having a great time and not doing any work. It's really working. The networking is crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And some of the, again, I would hold up some of that footage. And again, this gets from like a production point of view, but I would hold up some of that footage and cinematography against legitimate TV stuff. You're talking drone shots of stadiums. You're talking proper editing, proper music. It is next level stuff. Josh is a genius.
100%.
There is no exaggeration. He is a genius.
He literally is. And there's another video coming out that you you won't believe it. It was just insane.
They won't believe it.
They won't believe it. I don't think I still don't think they do until they see it. So a lot of people said until I see that, I won't believe it. So hold tight. Lil Yo-Yo says, morning, Owen. Welcome back, Fleck. If you were Ten Hag, how would you integrate Ronaldo back in the team? Imagine being a fly on the wall with Eric Ten Hag and CR7 convo. Exactly. We'll get straight back to that in one second. That's a good question. And big up DJ as well. Been holding down the fort alongside Marcel and Owen mostly in the days. So big up to you, bro. He says, I want him gone. Time to move on from CR7. Was only going to be here for one more season. It just ups the timeline of looking for a new number 9. I'd rather do it now. 100%. I agree with you. I would, if I could pick that and press that button of just let Ronaldo go and then we move on, I'm 100% in that camp. I just feel like, I don't know, this thing about Erik ten Hag really likes him, obviously, because he's Ronaldo, and wants to convince him otherwise. I just feel like there's something cooking there that might surprise us. Sachiv says United should have came to Sydney. Yeah, I know. A lot of people came in from Sydney, saying that, you know, they really wish that the team could have been there. Maybe in the future.
A couple of things, by the way, Flex, as well, because they're not coming up on the StreamYard thing.
Yeah,
couple of members renewals. Zoe Muller is a member for 2 months, a member of the UD Members Club, is saying that about me being poisoned. Nonsense. Your body was shocked because it got something healthy. This is also probably accurate as well. But but you know, I was poisoned. When you get like the amount of fruit, the amount of fruit that was on stream was a small portion of it. Marcel said there was loads. For 350, that's suspicious. Okay.
Yeah.
It's suspicious. And I know he washed it and all that kind of stuff as well, but if it's rotten, it's rotten. And WJ Barrett, who's also been a member for 2 months, says, I was CR7 out until that Villa second half. I still feel there is a leader missing on the pitch when the heads drop. When the heads drop, it's cut off here. Still skeptical about these players. Interesting perspective that. I think the second half did open a few eyes.
There's a lot of work to be done. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad Ten Hag got to see that. I'm glad us as fans got to see that. You should. I know we got to finish off Ronaldo, but just quite funny because you know KG's quite emotional, isn't he? Like
the clip. Like, did you see? Did you see? By the way, I put the Curb Your Enthusiasm music over that clip. If you go to United View TV on Twitter and Instagram, the way that I edited it. And apologies because it does make you look quite foolish, but it's KG going 5-0. I've lost my reckless energy, but I found it back. This man just brought it back in me. You know, it's brought back. His voice is gone, so he's sort of whispering for it all. And then he goes, "We're gonna smash him 5-0," and it goes last kick of the game, and then it's 2-2, and then it goes dun 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 diddle 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 diddle, and you two go, "It's what they deserve."
It's what they deserve. But every time, look, he always sees me as like, no, Flex, don't take that away from me. But that's why I'm like, stop saying 5-0. You don't like this team is still, do you know what I mean? But because we'd had like all those back-to-back wins and playing so well, he was like, yeah, it's Gerrard 5-0. We started off winning the game, 2-0 up, etc. But yeah, I'm just glad we witnessed it because it is that gentle reminder that we still need to be patient. We still need to relax. It's pre-season. There are positive signs. But essentially, what really matters is what we do against Brighton. And the preparation has been good for that. 2 more games, 1 probably for the first team in Oslo. But we need to be aware of where we want to be and how long it's going to take to get there. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. But to finish off on Ronaldo, my closing statement is this. I would prefer if he leaves. I think in the long term, it's better for us. Although things can change, and like I said, I still back what I said in terms of I think Ten Hag might surprise us with how he deals with this because there seems to be some thing on his part where he wants to sit down and actually convince him to stay. You know, whether he thinks I'm 1 injury away. Think of it from Ten Hag's point of view. If you take the Ronaldo emotion out of it that we have as fans, him as a coach, he's like, I know if I get him playing in this system, he will be devastating. I'm 1 injury away from not having a good front three at all. Let's not dress that up. If Ronaldo leaves, we know we're going to get to that in a minute of the importance of needing a forward. But, you know, we've got Alanga, we've got Medjbury, we've got Ahmad, Palestri, Chong, as it stands, as it actually stands. If Martial, Rashford or Sancho get injured, one of those have to come in. And you talk about a drop-off in quality. And that's relying on Marcus Rashford returning back again and doing well. You know, and he's looked quite sharp on the tour. So, he's probably thinking, I need players. And if I can secure Ronaldo plus go and get another forward, then I'm really happy with what I've got just for 1 year. So I want him to leave. But if he leaves, we're going to need 2 forwards. Do you know what I mean? And can Man United go and get 2 forwards? So you've got to look at it that way as well.
No, I agree. I think I don't think he's going to leave. I think by proxy of no one really wanting him, unless that Atletico thing can happen. But I still think they have quite a lot of work to do when it comes to that. And we haven't factored in that. I think it's been reported as well that it's not a case of the Atletico fans even really wanting him. I think there have been like a real big pushback from the Atleti fan base, being like, "Oh, Why? Why? We didn't want this guy that we've hated for all of these years. That doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So I think he stays by proxy of Nobody coming in for him. I do think, like the report says, I do think he's professional. I don't think it's a case of professionalism. I don't think if he's at the club, he'll train. But irrespective of him coming to training today and training up until the beginning of the season, he should not start against Brighton because Martial's trained
No
more.
way.
He's played in the tours and he's played well during the tours. And by all accounts, Ten Hag's very happy with him. And look, Martial, what a turnaround, because in those games,
really
even
good,
when he
man.
was scoring the goals and the assists, but I think one of the biggest standout for me was his link-up play. His link-up play back to goal was unbelievable. So good.
Yeah.
And his pressing from the forward line. So even
really hungry.
Even when Ronaldo is back, Ronaldo's got a bit of competition on his hands, I think, which again is not a bad thing. And like you mentioned, squad depth, when they do those charts you see on social media of like the formation, and then you see the players underneath the players, you sort of go, couple of injuries.
I just think we'd be naive. So because KG's saying sell him, and a lot of people saying sell him, and like I said, I agree. If I could choose to do that, I wouldn't worry about it after, because I just think we need to get rid. But football surprises us, man. We thought Martial was as good as gone. Like, if you would have said, if as soon as that season ended against Crystal Palace on the 22nd of May, and we were on our asses, and you would ask the question then, what's going on with Martial? Who would give him another chance, etc. I'm going to say 75 to 80% would have said, he's the one we could probably get the most money for. We need to raise sales. He doesn't want to be here. Let's get him gone as a point of priority, because he's the main one. Look at the turnaround. I know it's just pre-season. You want to see it in the league, but it looks like we're going to start the league and he's going to be quite strong. You know,
but that would be the thing to say, wouldn't it? Is just with all of it, it's just pre-season.
It is just pre-season.
We've had good pre-seasons before, and it's not led to anything. And look, we've had good starts to the season before. It's not led to anything. I was having a conversation yesterday. Look at what the beginning of last season was. Not to put a dampener on things. We won our first game against Leeds. People were talking about us possibly winning the league. Arsenal lost their first, 3 games? People were talking about them getting relegated. In the end, they bottled the top 4 and they should have got it. Things can change a lot in the space of that whole season, 38 games. Plus, there's a World Cup halfway through the season, which has never been done before. We don't know what effect that's going to be on players, on teams, on squads, on managers. So you do have to be somewhat realistic as well. And again, that goes back to Ten Hag wanting reinforcements, because he said, look, we don't know what's going to happen with the World Cup. That could change things dramatically. So, yeah.
100%. Big up to John James as well, latest member of the United View Members Club as well. So we've got another new member there. I feel like we have to, because someone's lurking in the background, and if we don't get this done, they're going to have to make an appearance. Like, we are halfway through the show.
He's legitimately lurking as well.
Yeah, just lurking. So I'm trying to save you guys here. We're halfway through the show. Okay, we've got basically 2,000 people watching live, and we've got 331 likes. So you guys know what to do. The magic 500 likes. That's what needs to happen. If we can get that up, we're going to move on to the next topic now. But can we smash a like on the video if you guys have not done so already? Ten Hag forward search.
Yes, this comes from Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail. Is saying that Erik Ten Hag wants another forward, regardless of Cristiano Ronaldo's future, and Manchester United still hope to sign Antony. What do you think about the whole Antony thing? How has that been discussed on tour where you are? Has there been a lot about it? Has there been a lot of discussion? Because frankly, it has died down somewhat over here, I would say, purely because we signed Martinez, and the general consensus is like Ajax didn't need to sell when it came to Martinez. We gave him a really good offer, and they went, okay. Yeah. And it probably would be the same with Antony, of they don't need to sell him. Of course, the player wants to go, and it's the same as a Martinez situation. The player wants to go, but you know, it would cost a lot of money. The price being quoted 70 million, 75 million. That's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot. It's a hell of a lot. And the reason why it hasn't gone away is because Ten Hag still says he needs forwards. Do you know what I mean? He needs forwards. So if you look at it, it's still going to be a thing where we want him, but we're going to have to pay some serious money. We're gonna have to pay some serious money for him. So, and if we don't, then we have to have other targets as backups. Do you know what I'm saying? Because as much as I liked that question, I think it was Samuel Luckhurst who asked it, saying, you know, is that still a need for you? And he goes, yeah, I need more. Like we just said before we went on to the next one, onto this topic. Like, we're one injury away currently, and if Ronaldo goes, Jesus, like how thin are we up front? How thin are we up front? So we have to get an Antony or a player of that ilk, and another one. Probably need 2 forwards. So for me, we've got to get it done. We've got to get it done. But we have to bring a break in the show because he decided to just randomly turn up from nowhere. Hopefully I've got the right one. There you go. I don't know what's going on here. There you go. We've all got to readjust.
I'm back.
Can't do that right now.
This is what
coming
happens
through
when
halfway
KG
through the
shows up
show.
in
No
the middle of the
communication, just turning up. Like it's just not what
I'm
usually
back.
happens. But
Damn.
there you go. I'm way too zoomed in for this. This is just not.
Yeah,
working.
I'm way too zoomed out. I say switch it to the other one. Switch it to the old one.
Sorry, lads.
Yeah.
I'm back.
It's all right. Just come through and just mess up the whole
derail the entire show.
That's going on.
That's me, innit? Typical.
Hold on a second. There you go.
Hi, good morning, Owen.
How are you?
I'm gonna start the show with a bang. Sell Ronaldo.
Start the show with a bang. We're 35 minutes in, mate.
You know I've got main character syndrome in it. So sell Ronaldo.
Yeah, but how do we sell him when no one wants him? How do you sell him? Nobody, bro. 5 people don't want this guy.
How's he trying to leave when that's the case? Why is George Mendes in there twerking for every organization in the world? It's like he's supposed to play for this club. This is even worse than I feel like this is worse than the situation with Frenkie de Jong. Purely this guy, yeah, like I don't even think because the reason why I say it's worse than the situation with Frenkie de Jong is Frenkie at least wants to stay somewhere. He's got his heart set on one place. Ronaldo wants to go wherever, like just anywhere. Like boom, whoever wants me, come and get me. And it's like even if the Atletico link is real and he really wants to go there, he just says something like that's big rivalry. Yeah, with that's Real Madrid's like biggest rivals. It's not done. Things like that is not. That's the equivalent of joining Man City. Now you say to yourself,
he basically nearly did that as well before then.
What's that?
He basically nearly did that the first time.
I know.
So how can we be surprised?
That. And again, we've loved it. We've loved him for it all. But after a while, you got to say to yourself, wait a minute, you're taking the piss. I know you like. I'm fine. I understand some people really love Ronaldo, and I care about Ronaldo. I always wanted to do well. I wanted to achieve. I see him as a goal of the game. However, there comes to a point when you say, mate, like, this doesn't even look good. This doesn't even feel good as a Man United fan to see the person that you spent your whole time cheering for. I got Ronaldo shirts, bro, and he's linked to everyone. Like it's not on. You can't like. There's no defined route of club that you don't mind Chelsea, you don't mind Bayern, you don't mind Atletico, anyone but us. And you say to yourself, wait a minute. So what does this look like? Then the other bit that you keep throwing in there is but he really likes Ten Hag. Which one is it, mate? It's like, I really like Ten Hag. I just don't like the players that Ten Hag's buying. Okay. Wait, what? Like, or the club's not competing with Chelsea. The club can't compete with Man City and Liverpool at this moment. You knew that. You like.
But also, KG, I would just to backtrack on that. I would say that when it came to early on in the transfer window, you were saying, why aren't we doing the same moves as Manchester City or Liverpool in the transfer market? When we said because we're not Liverpool, Man City, you went, it doesn't matter. So what's the difference with what we said with Ronaldo?
We have to be written now. We have the understanding of we know what this team's gonna do. We know that we know no one's coming in terms of we're not gonna spend over like 200-300 million. That's not happening. That all that good, like what we do.
So again, what's the difference with what you were saying earlier on? Because we knew that
back. Ronaldo knows this though. Ronaldo knows that he's been given a shirt. He understands what position his team's in. Right? Are we really competing with Liverpool in the Premier League anytime soon? No, we're not. We're just not. We're not good enough. And Ronaldo quickly realized in mid-season that we weren't going to play Champions League football. Yeah, and it's like you're saying to yourself, look, if he was just trying to get into one club, I would say if he was just like trying to get the Bayern move, I'll say, you know what, I can't fight that. It's cool, like it's Bayern. It makes sense from a legacy standpoint. But then after you're starting to see some of the clubs that he's going for, you're saying, well, Ronaldo, are you really going to win it there? Like, are you sure? Like Atletico doesn't feel like he can win it there. Chelsea seems
Yeah, but it's more of a chance than Man United because they're
it's
in the
more of a
competition.
chance.
Well, he hasn't been linked to a club that's not in the Champions League.
Or
his thing
has
is,
recently won titles.
Look, his thing is, emotionally, it pisses us off because we've got a player who means a lot to us who don't want to be with us, innit? So it hurts. But essentially, 100%. But essentially, and I said 100%, I'd rather he just leaves. But realistically, let's not just underdress it of what it really is. He realizes that he can't play at the top level right now, so he's willing to go to any club that can offer him Champions League football. But here's the thing: we're saying just sell him. Nobody wants him. It's not about money. He's offering to take a pay cut. I don't care about money and all this thing. He hasn't reached an agreement with anyone. He hasn't. So this is what I'm saying about football surprises us. I want him to leave as well because I just think, you know what, just get it done. Ten Hag has to do it at some point. We've been there with the players. We've seen the team start to gel and all that. And it leaves a sour taste. But at the end of the day, if we're asking him to be professional, well, you haven't found a club yet, mate. So get back to training. We're paying you. Imagine he didn't turn up to training with all of this. Would the narrative be, well, you don't want to be there, so good? Or would it be, mate, get your ass to training? When Harry Kane was doing the thing, not turning up for training and all of that, everyone was on his nuts. When Paul Pogba clearly still wanted to leave, we were like, well, at least he still turns up to training. Look at Harry Kane. No one's saying anything about that because he's the media darling. So I do think it's right that he gets his ass back to Carrington. There's a new manager there. You need to go and speak to him. And we back the manager. If the manager says, because the manager's not emotionally involved in this. He hasn't gone through, like, Ronaldo's done this for Man United. He's this, he's that. Oh, he nearly went City. Then he didn't. He scored this. He's just coming and saying, what are my options as a manager up front? If he stays and I have more options up front, forget the fans for a second, because we've seen Ten Hag, bro. We've seen he don't care about emotions. We've seen how cold he is. Think how Eric's going to do this. He's going to say, I'll tell you what, I think I can get a tune out of him. And if I can get a tune out of him, that's better for me because right now I'm one injury away from it being a catastrophe. And Man United have already told me, boy, 70 million for Antony. If we do that, that's the only other forward we're getting. Then you're still only 2 injuries away from something bad happening. So I think Eric Ten Hag is seeing it as, let me sit down with him and see where it's at. And it could surprise us. Bro, 6 weeks ago, if you'd have said Martial was doing what he's doing now under Ten Hag, we'd be like, that would never happen. He's gone. He's gone. So true. I just feel like we have to that's why I took myself away from the emotion of being angry at Ronaldo and now just backing how Ten Hag handles this thing. I think he's already earned that from me to say, you know what, Ten Hag, I'm willing to play this how you see best. That's where I'm at.
I get that. I can respect that, but then I can still say that I'm just not happy with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to... From the beginning, we just said to ourselves, Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that. And every time you see him in a different meeting or everyone behaving like George Mendes is acting on his own behalf, like he's not talking to Ronaldo. And Ronaldo's like, wait, why am I linked to Atletico now? What are you doing? He's a part of it. That's his agent. He doesn't just... George Mendes can't walk into a meeting and say, how about Ronaldo? Ronaldo's saying, go and get me a deal. So Ronaldo is basically saying... And they're trying to, what's happening right now in, like, I don't know if the media, how Man United fans are trying to dress it up and trying to understand it, is Ronaldo's empowered George Mendes to move and get a move on his behalf. Yeah? They're obviously, we don't know. We hope he's going to be involved in training. I don't know yet. The bottom line is, if this is your club, you train regardless. Like, De Jong's owed money in that. Yeah, and I know there's been personal issues, but now he's back in he's back in the country. From now, whenever training starts, he has to be in training. Yeah, period. There's no,
and the assumption is today that he will be back in training.
That's it.
Is it not? I don't think you can, and I don't think anyone during this time period, by the way, can doubt Ronaldo's professionalism. Like when Ronaldo's at the club, I don't think you can doubt his professionalism. I understand what you're saying, and I'm with you. And like I've said, I think people, when he said he wanted to leave in the first place, given the benefit of the doubt, because he goes, I'm not going to win things at United. I've only got so many years left. You go, all right, fair enough. What offers have you got? Well, I don't have any offers yet. Okay, we'll see what you can get. He goes to all these clubs or a couple of clubs and they say no. And that's when you go, okay, they said no. You got to stay then. It's this continue knocking on doors. Please take me in. Please take me in. They said no. They said no. They said no. That's when you go, well, you are still a United player. That is still disrespectful. Yeah. But I don't think we can, on the flip side of it, I don't think we can question, he's not going to show up to train. Even said in these reports this morning that he said, well, whilst I'm here, I am going to train. I am going to do it. I'm still going to try and get this move going. Make no mistake. Ronaldo did it last year. Till the window is closed, he will be pursuing that deal. There is still plenty of time for him to get a deal if he wants to. Atletico are trying to move different things apart, but we don't even know if the Atleti fans want him, let alone the club, right? That might be an issue in itself. But football can be very fickle and things can change very quickly. If he's still a player on the opening game of the season, he won't be starting because Martial will be starting. But if Ronaldo scores goals for Manchester United in the first couple of games, nobody will give a shit about what's happened in the last.
And that's my point. And this is my point about like the manager can surprise us. Someone was saying earlier that like Flex didn't have the same energy for Martial, etc., etc. Exactly my point. I didn't. And then the new managers come in, and then the narrative has changed in 5 weeks. Like narratives and situations, like we forget that like it's not actually a soap opera. Like these are actually real life people doing real life jobs. So we may see the situation. I thought there was no way in God's earth, near enough. I was like 90% sure that Martial was toast. And there's been different factors that have happened in that. One, the Ronaldo situation helped Martial. It made Ten Hag have to rely on Martial up front throughout this tour. Unequivocally, the striker. It changed everything because Ronaldo decided he wanted to do that. Then it actually turns out that under this system, even though it's pre-season, the guy's got an arm around him, the guy's got him playing well, and we can see something. So me as a fan, I'm taking that experience of just only 3 or 4 weeks ago to say, rah, I thought he'd be gone. Like I thought like this would just not be a thing. I thought he'd literally be gone. He went to Sevilla, it didn't work, it was terrible. He's gonna be first out the door. To now saying, right, he looks like he could actually be something under this manager. And then I dare say that in 2 more weeks, because there's 5 weeks left of the window. In that time, there's going to be some other shit happening. Either he finds an agreement with someone that happens, last minute. It can happen. It still can change. Or, like we said, Ten Hag just sits down with him. It's rough at the start. He has him on the bench a couple of games, brings him off the bench a couple of times. Rashford starts doing not as good from the left. Martial goes on the left a couple of times. Ronaldo starts up front. And all of a sudden, we win a few games and it's like, all right, well, we're in this moment now in the season. The games are coming thick and fast. We worry about it at the end of this season. Do you know what I mean? And he's definitely going to go. And it's just like the football thing just keeps changing. And that's why I'm reluctant to like.
But you're allowed to. I get that football's fickle and this, that, and the other, but you're allowed to have your emotion. Does that make sense?
Of course,
it's like I can sit here and be upset that Ronaldo wants to sign for every single club in the world.
100%.
Because why are you doing that? Like, end of the day, you're supposed to be the hero. The Star Boys return. The kid that we've loved Ronaldo even when he was in a Real Madrid shirt. Like we'd still be happy for those achievements. The same way Fergie's been waiting in the stands. I feel like we've been those fans with Ronaldo. Whenever there's a debate, Man United fans are always there to debate and say Ronaldo's the GOAT. It's been years since he's been with us, and we've shown that kind of admiration for him this whole time. Now it's got bad, in terms of he's come back. It wasn't a season that he wanted. Yeah, I understand. But it's like, there's just no clear defined thing. It's like the Bayern move, I'm behind it 100%. If he ends up at Bayern, I'll clap for Ronaldo, say thank you for your service. This makes sense. Go on and win something. We actually want to see you in the Champions League. That's how many United fans feel about Ronaldo. Like, I can't.
So what's the thing that's making you angry? Is it the Atletico thing? Because PSG's the same. If you think about it, PSG's the same. Chelsea's the same. Like, okay, it's a rival, but they can still offer him what we can't offer him, and he can win stuff.
Chelsea's not. You can't do Chelsea. You can't really do Chelsea.
So you only want him to go to like 2 places, PSG or Bayern.
Leave. If you're leaving the league and you go and wear another shirt, cool. We'll get over it. Yeah. But if you now, pick up, I don't care if he goes to Atletico because whatever, like you just go in it. Like that's Real Madrid's issue to deal with. They're gonna have to understand how it feels to see one of their star boys at a rival club. It's gonna They'll be making videos like I made when I thought it was gonna happen.
But then you was just vexed 10 minutes ago saying, why is he gonna go there?
Yeah, and he's not going Chelsea. That's
they don't even want him.
So what's that? Say that?
I didn't hear what you said. Want him.
Yeah, he's not going Chelsea. Yeah, the Chelsea.
No, I'm saying them links, the strong them meetings with George Mendes were real meetings. It's not like I mean, them meetings with Chelsea were serious, real meetings. The only reason he's not getting Chelsea is because Tuchel just doesn't want him. Todd Bowley is like, I take him, but he doesn't. That's the thing. So it's not like saying this is someone
top early impression. It's a great top early impression. I'll take him.
Game Fanatic says Martial is an example at the moment why it's never too late to give someone a clean slate. Hopefully Maguire can follow his example. Exactly. Maguire's got a lot of people to reconvince. Still a lot of work to do there. Matabis Slow says, we won 6-1 against Leeds in the first game of last season. Everyone thought we would fight for the title. Guys, we have only played preseason games. Calm down. So basically with the optimism, just keep it tame. We did have a whole show planned. Like the whole show's basically been Ronaldo, and there's like 10 minutes left. I want to just talk about the forward thing and the Frenkie de Jong thing, because obviously we all haven't been live together for ages, but the Ronaldo thing's a massive thing. But just bring in a couple of those other topics just so we can kind of dust over them in the last minute.
So let's quickly talk about Frenkie de Jong. So Fabrizio Romano is saying that Manchester United are still obsessed with Frenkie de Jong as of now, but Frenkie's agents were really clear with Barcelona and United 2 weeks ago now that he wants to stay, and there is no intention to take a pay cut. Now, there's a big story, I won't go into all of these bits, from The Athletic about this whole situation with de Jong and Barca and Man United. But Dermot Corrigan, who is he's a football writer in Madrid for The Athletic, is saying that Manchester United really still want to sign Frenkie de Jong and will pay him a lot of money to play for him. Barca really want to sell him and have been practically trying to push him out of the door for months. De Jong has known for a long time that Barca's directors would like him gone. De Jong has never really lived up to the reputation he had on arrival, so the decision was made some time ago to try and recoup as much as possible from the 86 million euros that was paid for him. However, as things stand, De Jong has reiterated to Barcelona that this is his dream club. De Jong knows players who have been told by the board they have no future at the Camp Nou, and then they stick around. So his point is, well, I saw other people that were told they had to leave and they're still here. I don't want to leave. I know United want me. I know you don't want me, but I don't want to go anywhere.
Just really quickly, because there's people super chats. Just Lil Yo-Yo says CR7 been watching KG streams. He's moving reckless and no one wants him. KG, don't lie. You'll be the first to sue when he plays for us next season. If he scores against Arsenal, he would.
I'll see if he scored against who was our first game of the season? Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton. Yeah. Benji says, you boys missed my previous super chat, but big up KG. What's the most reckless player swap you would do for CR7? Quick fire, KG. Go.
Man, not the Greece. I don't know.
No.
Wait, but I take Muller. From Bayern immediately. I'd do that.
Okay, but they did say outrageous. They did say what crazy swap would you do?
I just take him. I say, go on, see you later, and then Muller will work hard. Muller will be
Muller
a week Ten Hag sided.
Oh, there's one negotiation in Thailand. I think he can do full-on transfer negotiations now.
Man said
I couldn't think of anything. Now's the only one.
All right. Ozzy Montana says, yeah, KG is back. And Blue Abadibadai says, love KG being on interviews. You both give questions that are relevant and refreshing. KG and Bruno became friends over a piece of chicken. Just deepen it. There you go. That's
so sick, we'll talk about that, the flexing KG.
Yeah,
that's actually bad.
Oh shit, yeah, that's tonight. I forgot about that. Yeah.
What?
It's Tuesday today, bro.
Oh shit, it's Tuesday.
Look at him, he doesn't know. He hasn't got a clue. He hasn't got a clue. But Owen, Frenkie de Jong, KG, Frenkie de Jong. We haven't had a chance to talk to people live.
He laughs.
What are you saying?
I watched Fabrizio this morning. He laughs the club. He wants to stay, but he doesn't want to change his wages. It's like, bro, that deal is so stupid.
That accent was questionable, by the way.
Nah, that's
very questionable.
It was questionable. But the Frenkie de Jong thing here is nothing's happened. But I love the updates. It's the update on nothing, basically. And every single day you see Barcelona trying to mug him off, like in the greatest of ways, and they want him to be like, nah, are you not taking the piss? And just be like, have a reaction like me. Well, say, nah, F this, just still move me. That's what they want. They said we see him as a centre back. This guy is not a centre back. Yeah, that's a piss take in itself. Like, when did I become that position? There's other people in that area. This guy's been saying the whole time that he wants the Busquets position. Yeah. Now they're moving me to centre back. Am I Mascherano? What the hell? When did this happen? I think it's a violation. Then they're saying, you got to take a decrease in your salary. That's the only way you can stay at this club. Like, you tried to sign Koundé. Wait, hold on. You lot are linked. You just bought in Lewandowski. You're trying to bring in Koundé, Kessie, all the man them are here. How much are they being paid? Where's my money? You're mugging me off. I'm being mugged off. And but he doesn't. Obviously he wants the 17 million, but I don't know what kind of season that he wants to have, because you're saying to us, so look, mate, they're looking at you as total backup. I don't know.
But here's the thing that I'm thinking of. It's easy for us, like as fans, to say, like, because I agree with you that you're taking the piss out of. But then if you're him, you could say, I'm just going to give you a bigger problem, and I'll just stay. This is your issue. You owe me this. If I dig you can't make me leave. So, and you can't make me take a pay cut. You want me to, and you've agreed to deal with Man United because you want to sell me because it makes you better and stuff. But I'm not taking a pay cut and I'm not leaving. So now what are you going to do? But we can say, why are you doing that? You're not going to play. It's a World Cup year. Why would you want to do that? But at the end of the day, it could come down to principle. When you've been mugged off like that, you can say, no, I'm not leaving. Actually, nah, I'm giving you the problem. Don't try and rush me out in the next 5 weeks. I'll stay. We got till January. No problem.
Yeah, where is Louis Van Gaal? Where is Louis Van Gaal giving that same energy of, by the way, if you're not going to play, you're not going to be in the squad? Where's that?
Yes.
Who knows how many games he's going to play at Barcelona? You don't get Louis on the phone giving it, well, centre back. Exactly. That's not really for me.
Because he's Frenkie.
And it's Barca and it's Man United. That's the difference there.
Exactly.
There you go.
With the Barca, like, again, I don't think at the moment, I don't think there will come a time for United to move on from this. I don't think it's the time right now, because when you spent so much time on it, and I think this is what United think, we've come so far. There is still hope. We can still pursue this, and push will come to shove when Barca have to register players. You're right, Flex. When Frenkie can just sit there and go, well, one, I'm not taking a pay cut, and I'm not leaving. So those players you signed, I don't care if you can't register them.
They can't. Do you see what I'm saying?
Then,
he actually has that power.
Robert, you can sit in that Spotify shirt. Yeah, wearing it this season, mate, because you're not going to play. I don't give a shit.
That's something KG would do.
And I'm going to get my contract. You know what I mean? He comes in, he's fanning himself with euros. Go, do you like these? Yeah, so do I. I'm owed about 17 million of them. Rafinha, how much are you worth? 72 million. I'm pretty sure that's more than 17. You owe me 17 million.
Seeing Rafinha coming in doing kick-ups and that. Like, it's taking the piss.
You know what? I like the thought of him doing that.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, on one hand, we can be like, you idiot, they don't want you. Why do you want to stay there? But no. You don't get to tell someone how to handle a $17 million problem. You don't get to do it. Like, especially when there's a gateway for him of getting that money back, when there is no obligation for him to do that. Like Gary Neville, he was tweeted the other day saying he should get legal advice. Like they're mugging him off. Like, where's the like that? Obviously, we have like the LMA and things like that, but he's saying FIFA should be all over it or whatever. But the gist of what he's saying, I get. It's like what they're doing is a madness.
It's disgusting.
And that's why it's very, very complex. Just forget. I think it's either just F De Jong or just forget De Jong. Move on to another target quick, says JK. Sachiv says, do a KG scout again. Yeah, we have to get links to more players for that. And Pav says, we must be the only club in history to keep a 37-year-old footballer hostage. Let the man go if he wants to go. No hard feelings. We're not keeping Ronaldo hostage. That is not the narrative here. The fact that, I think Ronaldo must be the only 37-year-old GOAT that nobody wants. Like, why no one wants him? He's trying to get deals and he hasn't reached an agreement with anyone. So
why does no one want him?
Because I think people can see that again, it's a short term. You look at I'm not surprised Tuchel said no. He's just been through that madness with Lukaku. That was a really short-term, expensive problem. He needs to really rebuild. If Ronaldo doesn't win anything in the first year with Chelsea, he's going to do the same to them. Does Tuchel want to have that? Do you know what I mean?
Or if Ronaldo's rubbish. You said he got to put him on the bench. Camera zoomed in. Ronaldo on the bench, slamming the jacket down like he did with Ralph. All that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Ronaldo at this stage of his career, let's be honest. Ronaldo at this stage of his career, you can say it can be an issue of how to manage it because there's no longevity in getting him. He's only living out his last. So he doesn't care if you don't make Champions League that year. He'll go on to someone else who can because he wants to just keep playing Champions League for the last 3 years. That's what
he can't do that. He can't do that though.
That's what he's on.
Do you know the only thing that's pissing me off about this Ronaldo thing and like with just some fans here is like they're acting like he's Mark Noble, bro. They're acting like he's just gonna die for the badge, bro. He does not care. He doesn't give it. Like,
Ronaldo first.
He does not care. Not in a bad way. Ronaldo just doesn't care like that. Like,
Yeah.
if he ain't just gonna come on and say, let me just take this penalty just because my connection with the fans. No, bro. The guy literally is Ronaldo first.
But
and
when
it's
he's there,
always
he'll do
been
his
that.
job. Look, he scored 18 Premier League goals last year and 24 in total. Like, he did his thing. Like, let's not forget that he didn't come here and strut around the pitch, not trying because it's a bit of a holiday. No, his standards were
He's a professional.
optimally high, 100%. So wherever
But
he goes,
then
he'll
our
try.
thing is,
But when it
my
goes to
thing-
shit, he just bails.
And my thing is, like, I don't want this to be an issue for us when the season starts. That's the biggest issue, because Ten Hag's gonna have to make big decisions, and I want Ten Hag in full control.
But regardless, but that's what I'm saying about back the manager, because I think he has KG. I actually, from being around him, I think I've learned a lot in that 2.5 weeks, and I think I actually do trust him to sort this out. There's no way that even already with how much preseason we've played, there's no way that Ronaldo could start the first game of the season anyway. It's already been too much time where even if he came back to training today, I don't see how he could start that game. And I don't think that's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So
He's not.
I just back Ten Hag. I'm doing the manager thing. I'm backing my manager.
I think you're doing. I think you almost like not like a disservice to Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's not like anything we have. You know, he's different. He's just in like, of all the anomalies you can talk about in life, that one player, what he decides or what he's on, he's doing. Yeah, and
you think you can overpower? Do you think you can overpower Ten Hag straight away?
I think he can be an incredible detractor if it doesn't go the way he wants it to go. I never forget Ronaldo looking like the manager against Portugal when he was just on the bench injured, and he was on the touchline doing the most. And I could imagine what the guy was thinking, just watching that, thinking, hey, that's my job.
But that's why I'm not ruling out. Yeah, but that's why I'm not ruling out Ten Hag sitting down with him, working it out, and then he plays. That's what I'm saying.
No, but it has to play in a way that Ronaldo would like it to go. Let's not forget, in season, this man left and went home to Portugal because he wasn't picked. Let's not forget these things, guys. I know. Listen, I love Ronaldo. He did.
Yeah, but he's not going to change.
Was that actually the situation, or was he injured?
He left, came back and scored a hat-trick. We said he was injured, and then after everyone said, well, maybe he should just fly out whenever he wants again. You can't do that.
He didn't go to Portugal because he didn't get picked.
Listen,
like,
the guy didn't turn up. We needed a match. He was unavailable. Where's Ronaldo? We don't know. Yeah, that happened. And then I argued with you lot then, and I said, that's not on, you know. I don't think that's good. He said, well, if he goes on holiday and he comes back and scores hat-tricks, it's fine. No. Ronaldo, follow.
Well, also, I recall that conversation because you also said it's fine if he's at home, but he has to leave as soon as the match is over, to the point where he's sitting on the tarmac on the plane, full-time whistle goes, then he can fly and go to Portugal.
There he can go. Then he can go.
Say that.
But no,
KG forgot that he said that.
Huh? I didn't forget that.
Oh, listen. Guys, big show. It's great to be back. Like I said, it does feel weird doing live content. Everything we've done has just been out there on the ground. Really out there doing amazing stuff. Wicked tour. Flexing Kate. Well, I've got KG now. I was going to ring him earlier today to see what he was on. Are you available?
I'm jet lagged, bro. I don't even know what day.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm a mess.
I'm
a mess. I'm not leaving my house until the weekend. I'm finished.
I think so. Yeah.
I think there's going to be a Flexi KG show at 6 p.m.
Yeah. What time do you say it is again? 5 or 6?
6.
Damn. It's my daughter, man. But it'll be fine.
Well, maybe there will be, maybe there won't be. But we'll see you guys. There should be. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you lot are new, remember you could join the UV Members Club as well if you haven't done so already and you would like to. Link is in the video description below. We're out of here. Peace.